Good morning, fellow treble winners. How you all doing today? Are you good? Are you well? Are you happy? Are you comfortable? Have you had your coffee? Had your breakfast? What time is it where you're watching? All the usual questions. Immediately don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new here. Or if you're not new here, you've just not subscribed yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you silly? Are you a fool? And Auf Wiedersehen, God, it is Zelda music. It is. That's the holding screen music, by the way, is Zelda music. It's like chill hop version of Zelda. I'm a big Zelda nerd, man. What can I say? I love my Zelda stuff. I literally wore Zelda cufflinks at my wedding. Very true story. Triforce cufflinks. They look cool, though. They look good. They're like subtle. They're like triangles, you know. Anyway, good morning to everyone watching this video. We are live to talk about our morning transfer news because there is a bit this morning. Matheus Nunes is undergoing a medical at Manchester City Football Club. So we are we've got our man basically. He is there right now undergoing it. Of course, we'll chat through that today and what it means and so on. We'll chat to you guys and chat. Who we got? We got loads of people here already. 100 people watching. 23 likes. Poor effort. Poor effort. We can do better than that, can't we? We can do better than that. Everyone in the chat, type like the video. It's dead simple. All type that in the chat and it'll happen. It'll go up. Let me read for some names. We got Daniel here. We got Lorcan, Mr. Lion. Hi, Mr. Lion. I don't know what that was. Big cam there. Tom, we got Harry the One, Auf Wiedersehen. Masu, Jordan, Iraspi. We got Jason, we got Alexander, Leonard, David, Arelli, DeGratis, Yahir, Lord Bracken, SJ, Jim Bros are here as well. Hey, fellow Jim Bros. Definitely not Jim Bro. Renzo, Cavan as well, and William. And don't forget to subscribe. William's my man. Look at that. I've trained William well. Good morning, anyone. Good morning, everyone, as well. So we are here today, of course, to talk about Matheus Nunes and the news across the world of Manchester City Football Club. I am still gutted about Cole Palmer. I am. I got so many people told me to get a grip last night, but they're probably true, but the simple thing is we all have different. Everyone means different to us. Every player means something different to us, and I would never tell people they are wrong to not be asked about Cole Palmer going. But some people are willing to tell me I'm wrong. Just don't. Let me feel how I feel, man. Let me live my own life. And I just really, really, really like Cole Palmer, and I've been watching for years. So it's weird. Transfers usually don't hit me, and I think it was more just disappointment. I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed. You know that famous saying where I was like, I was thinking about the Cole Palmer thing, and we'll go through obviously Matheus Nunes soon. But I was trying to sum up why I feel strongly about Cole Palmer, and I think it's because I'm a football fan and I don't care about the money aspect of it. And I think it's just simply because I thought he was ready finally to burst through. And I feel he's good enough. I actually feel he's good enough. I can't prove it, and I might be wrong, but I just feel he is. I feel like every time we see him as a right winger, we see his potential, and he's been learning, and finally, you know, I'm more upset than I was about Sancho by a way, mate, Jonathan. Definitely, because I've been watching Cole for years now. Much more upset. I got used to academy players going, but I don't mind academy players going these days, but right now, I feel like he's ready. I just feel like he's ready, so that's why I was disappointed. And I just know he is. When you just sense it, and I feel it, and I was like, got to that point where the spot opened up for him. You know, the clouds parted, the sea parted, and it was the Cole Palmer little gap, and he's gone anyway. Yeah, either way. It's just that, I thought he was going to be the next Mahrez at Man City. It happens, and we don't need the money. That's the thing. It's great business. Is he though? Are we really bothered about 45 million quid? I know it is. We are. It's a lot of money. We can't shake a stick at it. I had a great stick yesterday, by the way. I was still thinking about that stick. What a stick. But if he does well at Chelsea, he's worth double that straight away. That's the thing. So anyway, I'd rather have the player than the money. How much would it cost us to buy how much would it cost us to buy a winger who understands our system, who could play like Mahrez and score wonder goals? How much would it cost? Especially in English and homegrown, academy trained. How much would that cost? It's definitely more than 45 million these days in this market. So there we go. And to be honest, Leonard, I don't think Pep sold Palmer. Everyone talks about just because a player goes, it means Pep didn't want him. We know it's not as simple as that, by the way. It isn't as simple as that. Pep lets anyone go who wants to go as long as the fee's good. Pep was like, basically, it looks like Cole Palmer was asking for first team football, and Pep got frustrated with him asking for it. Look, either you stay and trust me or you go. He wanted to keep him. He said that countless times. So it's not like Pep wanted to sell him. He wanted to keep him. But Cole Palmer obviously kept saying, I want to play, I'm not happy. And Pep will just go then. If you want to. Pep doesn't, he doesn't. And I respect that to an extent. He's right to do that. But it's not like City were ready to get rid of him. If he'd wanted to stay, they wouldn't have sold him. I reckon if Cole Palmer said, I want to stay, and Chelsea offered 45 million, they'd go, do you want to stay? They'd go, yeah, okay, will you stay then? I don't think they would have accepted it. They might have gone, look, they would have gone, no, he's staying. But that's the thing is, Cole's obviously encouraged it, so, Anyway, Matheus Nunes, we're here for Matheus Nunes. Super chat this morning already from Sir Alan Pet Mancini, my man, my superstar, my super chat man, says, mixed feelings, God was signing a midfielder, but gutted Palmer is being sold to Chelsea. Pretty much how I feel. It's like, I'm trying to get my head into the, enjoying Nunes coming in space, because I'm too, like, I think it's like all this news broke on the same day that it's sort of just, to me, it's like, it feels totally different, It's one of those things where, like, I sort of I just couldn't get my excitement up for it because I was immediately tempered. Someone in the chat, by the way, said Cole Palmer's not as proven as Sancho. Sancho was like 16 when he went. Cole Palmer is a treble-winning members of he's like under 21 England star. He won the Euros. He's just man the match in the Super Cup. He's just, he's way more proven than Sancho. But Sancho hadn't had a single minute of first-team football. So that's nonsense, pal. Like, it's a totally different level. Totally different level to Sancho. Sancho was just an academy player still. Palmer is part of the first team squad. Anyway, we are where we are. Thank you for the likes so far and subscribes and all that kind of stuff. Right, so we go for the news. And see what's going on around today. Let's jump over to Fabrizio's got his deadline day show. Obviously, you're not going to watch that. You're going to watch mine instead because, who cares about Fabrizio's? He's good at this stuff, to be fair. Boo to him. Buying one Palina. Anyway, here we go. Fabrizio's done the whole blue sign lock Portugal. The blue sign lock. Blues have signed unlock the Portuguese MCFC man. There we go. I just translated that for you. But it's all broken basically. Everyone sort of knows that he's doing his medical, according to Fabrizio, undergoing the first part of it. He had to travel into Manchester last night. It's not far, from the Midlands. It's a very easy. Here's Stigo, yeah, that's what we need. I need a tagline. I still need a tagline, that transfer will stick, in a reference to the stick that I found. Stick your money on it. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't got an idea. I'm not a transfer dude. I've often thought about being a transfer guy, like, should I go into transfers? And I know enough agents, so, like, shall I sort of work out some deal where, like, get information and, like, be a transfer guy? But then at the same time, I'm not a loser. And it'd be really obvious. Transfer fleece, is this it? This is the transfer fleece, yeah. This is my early morning fleece when I just, like, can't be arsed putting anything else. I've been to the shops to get some milk. So the good thing about fleece is you don't have to wear a t-shirt underneath sometimes, especially when it's a fleece like this. So I just threw this on. So this is my early morning fleece. I hope you're appreciating it. McAtee to Wolves on loan. Look, yeah, we'll see. Here we Patagonia. I like it, Nathan. I like it, mate. I don't. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Anyway, all right, Nunes. So look. Shall we be excited? Shall we be excited about Nunes? I think we should be. I was reading this little article about him, about Nunes and his stats. So I'll show you over here now. This is when he was at Sporting, by the way. So I'm sort of fleece weather soon. Yeah, indeed. I can't wait, mate. It's always fleece weather in the Northwest, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. I was reading this article about Matheus Nunes from his time at Sporting, not at Wolves. And I feel like this is the more relevant comparison, because Wolves was a bit of a weird one for him. The thing I'll take from Wolves is that he's proven he can play in the Premier League, I'm not saying he was a star at Wolves, but he's definitely proven he can adapt to the Premier League level. And when we've seen his quality elsewhere, that's the thing I'm taking about it. I mean, when you look at this, like, he was literally 99% percentile players for dribbling. Ridiculously good. This guy is a stupid dribbler. I saw, like, the stats where he said he completed more dribbles than shots, key pass interceptions combined. Like, that's ridiculous. This guy is a dribble machine. Like, this guy is essentially sort of like a young Kovacic. Coming in. His mate says that he's better than Bruno, or is that Sporting? Okay. We'll see about that. I think this cross, because I'm the kind of guy, by the way, everyone pretends Bruno Fernandes is naff. He isn't. He's a really good player. He's an elite level player. Just a different kind of player. More direct and aggressive. Not a Man City player, but he's obviously an elite player, Bruno Fernandes. But we don't talk about Bruno. On that note, I was thinking about Encanto yesterday morning, and I still think that film is just... Bruno deserves so much better than that family. The Encanto family are absolute monsters. Absolutely screw them. Shocking behaviour. It's one of my bugbears, you know. But anyway, he's a good player, this man. Ansu Fati to Brighton's interesting as well, isn't it? He really is. So that was his numbers in the season before last. 86% pass accuracy, 3 goals, 2 assists at the time, which was massive numbers. But a lot of take-ons, absolute loads of take-ons. 81, fouls drawn. He's gonna be, dude. Basically, he's going to be. I agree, Simon. The Encanto's bang average. I agree with that. I think it's like a 6 out of 10 for me. I think people act like it's a really good film, but it isn't. It's an okay film. A couple of good songs and that's it, But I've got a feeling like Matheus Nunes, when he comes to Man City, he's going to be a really good signing. I think he will do. I think he's got the ability to adapt and be a big part of this squad. Like, I've got no doubt whatsoever that Nunes is going to offer something. It looks like we're not going to sign a replacement for Palmer, so the squad does seem a little bit weak as a result of that. But I saw a really good breakdown from a really good Twitter guy. Let me just jump over and find it from Blue City Brain. If you don't follow him, he's definitely worth a follow. And what he's done is, I don't know how he's like embedded the images directly into the tweets. By the way, it's ridiculous. He did this really good breakdown of the profile of the team with the age and so on, and the minutes that they get. And he shows that Guardiola. He said, believing that only one of McAtee and Bob will stay in the team, if that's the case, which I think is right, he said we'll have about 22 players. And Guardiola clearly loves to run with 22 players. Like, it's pretty obvious at this point, this is what Guardiola likes to do. Isn't about to change, yeah. And this is the minutes on last season. So you can see there that Cancelo and Laporte played 34% of the minutes each, so 68% of the minutes. Gundogan played 70, Mahrez 56. So what you got to do, and Palmer, Peroni 17% between them. You've got to replace those minutes, basically, which I think is really interesting. If you replace those minutes, you get a full squad there. As he rightfully said, all of those minutes, the 68%, can sort of go to Vardiol. They'll go to Vardiol, those minutes, You'd expect as well Rico Lewis's to go up a tiny bit, I think that's true. Rico Lewis's will go up a tiny bit. Vardiol's going to take that 68% of the minutes. When you look at the players, Akanji, Diaz and so on, he'll take that role, almost certainly. It makes an awful lot of sense. Obviously the issue there is that Rodri's got 81% of the minutes, which is an awful lot. Foden only 50% of the minutes last season, by the way, which is interesting, isn't it? 49% for Phil Foden. Rodri, a massive 81, like absolutely by far the best, the most minutes played. It's ridiculous. Stupid amount of minutes. So Vardiol takes that. Gundogan at 70%. Of course, that goes between Kovacic and Nunes immediately. You can see that. Mahrez 56% should go straight to Doku. Will they? I don't know, but you think they should do. If they don't, what's the point in signing him? Look, he should be getting those minutes immediately. I feel like Palmer should have been getting. I feel like Palmer and Doku should have been getting like 35 to 40% of the minutes themselves. I really believe that as well. Phillips only 11% last season. He's going to get higher. I just don't think I think he'll get lower, weirdly. This is his prediction of the minutes, basically. Predicted minutes. Here we go. Can you see that? This might be a bit hard to see. He thinks Josko will get 67. Kovacic will get 56. Nunes 47. Doku 43. It's a really good graphic. This Rodri 81 still. It's really interesting, Fred. That needs to go down. It needs to go down. It does need to go down. We can't deny that. But I can see that we've sort of replaced the minutes potentially. We'll see. MCFC with the super chat. My man says, how's it going, mate? Keep up the good work, brother. Do you think Nunes gets announced today or tomorrow? I don't know, man. It could be today. I don't think it'll be today simply because the Champions League draws at 5 p.m. I think City will mainly focus on that content-wise. I think they'll do all the stuff today. They'll do the medical this morning. They'll film everything. And they love a Friday announcement, don't they? So I can see it being tomorrow. What does everyone else reckon? I reckon they'll focus on the Champions League draw today. I will be doing a live stream for that 5 o'clock, by the way. So, I'll be doing that around 5 o'clock. But for that reason alone, I feel like it won't be. Nunes is 7, maybe MCFC. The only thing is Cancelo's not gone yet, has he? I think Nunes, if I was Nunes, I would wait. I would wait for Cancelo to go and get my number then, Do we expect a last signing after Nunes? Will we done? Oh, we'll see, man. Because Barcelona are doing that weird thing, aren't you, with Cancelo, where they're now trying to get rid of the compulsory buy thing to get rid of FFP. But Barcelona, man, can we stop dealing with Barcelona? They're absolutely pathetic. Like, honestly, they're such nobodies. Like, honestly, I can't. Like, I'm bored of Barcelona and their broke transfer policies. Just stop dealing with them. They're absolutely pathetic. Hey, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. And also, like the video as well. Let's get over 100 likes if we can do. They're just boring. I'm bored of Barcelona. It's just stupid. At this point. Yeah, Mang2311 with the super chat. Mate, that's exactly how I feel. And I got piss taken out before it, but I think it's true, man. So I'm more gutted about Cole than excitement for this signing. I feel the same. Like if Cole Palmer had stayed, I'd have been buzzing for this transfer window. I think it would have been excellent business. But like, it's really tempered my expectation. Look, if Doku comes in and plays an awful lot of football, sort of takes a little bit off it. If Oscar Bob gets a chance, but I know it sounds dramatic, but a small part of me, like, feels... I think you've done it twice there, man. Thank you so much. I think you've done it twice accidentally. I'll take it, though. Cole isn't good enough for City. That's literally nonsense, Charlie, whatever. But a small part of me hopes that Lavia and Cole go on to be brilliant, because I do think City, they're brilliant, but I think City get in their head a little bit about all these academy sales, and it becomes a little bit of like, yeah, look how much we sell our young players for. And I think they get a little bit too carried away with it. It's like, oh, we're doing such good business all the time. We sell all our young players for so much money. It's a little bit like, it's a slight obsession. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's cool and all, but the real thing to be proud of should be the ones that break through and play for the first team. And like, they're obviously proud of that too. But it feels like they spend an awful lot of time briefing the press how much we sell our young players for. And it feels like a weird thing to brag about to me. It's like one of those things where, like, Charlie doing the really dumb logic. If he was good enough, we would have kept him. No, literally, Pep said he wanted to keep him, but he said he wanted to go. And we know this by now. If a player has to go and they get the right offer, they'll accept the bid. Even with Bernardo, you know. Even with, you know, Mahrez, even with everyone. Like, it's why we let, you know, Sterling and Jesus and Zinchenko go. Pep wanted them all still. We did. But it was always about the bid, so that's obviously nonsense. Just because we accepted a bid doesn't mean we didn't want to keep him. It's just the fee that they deemed acceptable. We know this. Pep said, I want to keep him. Pep said if he wasn't good enough, he wouldn't be playing for Manchester City. He said that. It is dumb. Sorry, Charlie, because it's not true. You know that's not true, mate. It's because you don't rate Cole Palmer. That's why you're saying it. Like, we literally, like... it's one of those things where everyone knows how Man City operate. Like, just because we sell a player doesn't mean we don't want him, you know? Anyway, but I sort of hope Lavia and Palmer do well, because I think, like, City sometimes don't value their own players. I don't feel like City value their own academy players high enough sometimes. So a lesson learned wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It wouldn't be. You know, something that makes us look at our young players a little bit more, reverence would be nice every now and then, because I think they need it, you know. I think they need to realise that some of these players could actually save us money. Like when we yeah, all right, Charlie, I've been a bit cruel there, mate. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you dumb. I'm just tired and frustrated. I apologise, and it's not worth arguing over. I agree. So, a formal apology, and I apologise, mate. I'm not. I don't mean to be rude, but I just see the same thing constantly, and it just tires me out. The way I see it is, anyways, that people like the Calvin Phillips situation, this doesn't need to happen. I still think Tommy Doyle would have done a damn sight better than Calvin Phillips, you know. Yeah, in this, if he'd been given a chance to play, I actually believe that weirdly. I mean, look, Phillips actually was a good player. I don't know what's happened there, but it's one of those things where it's just not worked out, and we don't always need to sign someone. Sometimes we can just trust what we got, you know. And it's weird because Lavia's chicken and the egg situation, you know, like what came first, his ability or the game time or whatever. You know, like, did the game time get in there? Without the game time, would that not have happened? It's you know, we'll see. It's one of those things where Lavia might not be the player he is today without a year of football. I don't know, but I think I always wanted to keep Lavia. You know, I did. I didn't really hide that. You know, it's a weird one. But where are we at now anyway? So it looks like we're going to get our man. We're going to get our man. I think McAtee's going. Unfortunately, I think he will. All the stuff going around right now is that if he wants a loan, he can have it. Like that to me seems a little bit like I don't think Pep rates him that much. He does rate him, but I think he thinks he's raw. You know, it feels like City. Well, Pep feels like he needs another year somewhere to prove himself, and I understand that. But you can just sense it. You can just feel it. And to be fair, when he's come on, he's looked a little bit raw still. And like I'm a wonderfully gifted player, but there's definitely an element of like. He probably needs a little bit more to do. I'm a City fan over here first over any player too. I agree, Tone. Of course, I'll move on. But I don't think they make the right call every single time. No one does, you know. Look, Calvin Phillips exists. So sometimes everyone gets it wrong, and look, Cheeky's admitted that they get things wrong every now and as well. But we'll see. I mean, we can talk about what's the point of the academy, but you know. Cole Palmer did actually did help win us something, you know, and that even if that's his legacy, it's still worth the 45 million in the bank, you know, and Foden is going to be one of the best 10s in the world. Rico Lewis is still there, and you know, so it's not like it's a total nothing. Like it's not like it's like there's an absolute whitewash of the academy, but that's not true, you know. There is something there still. So I'm not going to be too down on it. Would Oscar Bob play in the same position as Palmer? Marcus, he might do. I do feel like we can't just expect Oscar Bob to come in and get the same minutes Cole Palmer would do. Cole Palmer over years sort of earned that game time that he was about to get. But for me, Oscar Bob, I think he'll get maybe like 4 or 5 appearances this season, and there'll be like 20 minutes here and there. There'll be Carabao Cup stuff, you know. I can't see that. Was Palmer United fan? I think he was as a kid, yeah, but I don't think that really matters. He was like 7, 8 years old, you know. There's a billion things that prove that, you know, that Palmer, you know, like, it's one of those things where, like, Palmer, like, we've seen him celebrate so many times as a Man City fan. I've seen him in the stands watching games and so on. And it's one of those things where I am not going to lie, like, I am a little bit disappointed. Like, I rarely get pissed off with things, but for this transfer, I am. Like, and I don't really, it really matters if he's if he one point was a United fan. Like, I've got to find these tweets now, which I saw. Like, this is not a guy, in my opinion, who you can talk about being a United fan. Let me just find them now. Where we go? Like Cole Palmer in the away end here, tweeting what a club, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And here's Cole Palmer celebrating in the crowd Foden's goal last year. That's him right there in the centre. And you probably can't quite see it, but that is him there in the minute anyway. But this is him as a fan away, and he also went to Porto away. So this United fan stuff. He was a United fan as a kid. He spent all his life at Man City. He clearly cares about the club. So it's like Carragher's an Everton fan, but everyone knows he's a Liverpool fan now because he spent all his life at the club. So like this United fan stuff is, I think. Well, no. Nicola her family were United fans, but she's a City fan now because her beautiful husband and her son are City fans. You know, there we go. Nicola shouted upstairs. What do I think of the Qataris buying United? Absolutely no opinion whatsoever, mate. Genuinely. I understand. I actually understand why fans would appeal against it. You know, like it's weird. Like, yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. You know, look, I can't pretend that I'm going to sit here and I don't really ever talk about City's owner directly. I don't ever talk about Abu Dhabi and stuff like that because it is. Look, there is a lot of personal issues I have with what happens in that country. There is, and I'm not going to sit and pretend like. But I don't support the owners. I support Man City, and I feel like United fans got every right to say that too. You know, it can be weird because obviously it's a moral dilemma for a lot of fans and how they deal with it. and it's an interesting situation. You know, I actually feel for United fans. I know that sounds crazy, but I know a lot of United fans. I live in Manchester, of course, and I feel like they'll have a moral conundrum, and they'll quickly realise, as City fans realise, that you know you're still your football team, and that the owners, whatever we think about them, you know, they don't define you as a fan or your team. So I think that's a fair thing to say. From a competition perspective, I get what you mean. Like, okay, do you feel you like coming back to the glory days? No, not really, because Chelsea exists. United already have a lot of money and spend a lot of money. They build a good structure, yeah, but the takeover won't make me feel that they're going to be good. Structure makes you good. Ask Chelsea, bang average, signing loads of money. They've spent $1 billion in the past year, and they still look bang average. They look like a Europa League team. That's the thing is, like, it's all about structure. It's all about getting the right ideas in. And Ten Hag, like, he's not the guy. Ten Hag, I'm gonna tell you that for free. So I don't fear them. No, I don't. But thank you so much for the super chats, mate. I do appreciate that. I don't even know what your name is, by the way. You haven't got a name. You're the no-name person, anonymous. But cheers, man. Thank you very much. I don't fear United at all now. Look, it's just another threat, you know, another way. It's another team to go at us. Anyway, guys, I'm definitely thinking a lot about, the Nunes stuff now. I'm trying to get my head into it. I'll be doing a video about Nunes later, but for now, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching this morning. I've definitely got a bit distracted by the world and the internet, so I'll leave it there. Guys, cheers. Let me know, of course, what you think about Nunes and Palmer in the chat below. Like this video, subscribe if you're new. You're all wonderful, and I'll catch you later on for, no doubt, another video in a bit. And I'll see you for 5 p.m. for the Champions League draw. Bye-bye.